Good soldiers follow orders.
Okay, so welcome back to the Baddest Batch. We are live streaming the Sydney PQ from Mega Games in Penrith. We are about to head into round 3. We've got Riley, Lane, Sabine ECL, and Blake with his Han Solo yellow. So Blake, we actually had in our top 2 yesterday at the Baddest Batch 2K event. Made it to the final round, but unfortunately just missed out on the finalist.
I actually have a story about that, which I only just learned like 10 minutes ago. So Aaron and Blake, the 2 finalists, they actually had played each other earlier in the day.
Yes, I think round 1, I believe.
Yeah, and Aaron actually lost that one. Blake won their first matchup.
Yeah.
And Aaron got the revenge and came out on top in the end. Okay. Sabine ECL. Ooh. It's him.
So Riley's got the initiative for round 1.
Can say this time around, main deck. It's not something crazy like 59 cards. They're both running
Nice and humble, yep.
nice and easy on us as well.
So what are your thoughts heading into this round?
Hard to say.
Mm.
2 definitely good decks. I might put my money on the Sabine for this one, to be honest.
Do you know Riley? Have you seen him play before?
No, I haven't seen him play, but from what I've heard today, Sabine ECL is kind of destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a few players who are quite concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as we were saying this morning, the boys have been quite surprised at how much Sabine, especially Sabine ECL, we've seen this weekend, and a lot around today. I think somebody was asking in the chat this morning about if there were any decks that we were shocked about, and I'd say that from what I'm hearing amongst some of the players, that's probably our most shocking.
Yeah, the amount of Sabine.
Yeah.
That's
Bit of Sabine yellow as well, but yeah, lots of Sabine ECL.
being from Melbourne, I'm used to seeing a lot of Sabine, but up here, just from what I saw yesterday, I was not expecting as much Sabine to be played today here.
Yeah, we sort of thought that maybe people were going, a nice, quick, easy deck to, not that decks are easier than others, but, conserve their brain power for today. But
Yep.
It's definitely carried on. I think there were some people as well who didn't necessarily intend to play Sabine today, but, we're happy with the way they performed yesterday and decided to keep it.
Yeah. In the Melbourne Discord, we actually were speaking to Tivy, and like we were trying to like see what the meta's like up here, and he's like, oh, it's mainly like mid-range kind of stuff. Like you're not going to see too much like aggro or anything like that. And then it's just Sabine.
Yes. And I think Tibby himself and the other boys have admitted that they've swallowed those words, and they're probably not going to be giving recommendations in the future because totally not what they're expecting.
Even if they do give a recommendation, I don't know if we'll trust them.
Go the opposite of what they.
Yep. Okay.
Demi from base already. What we got out there at the moment?
So for Han, it looks like we've got Millennium Falcon and Liberated Slaves. And Sabine, got a Fleet Lieutenant and I always suck at remembering that card.
You're doing better than me.
I'm pretty sure.
I've got database up here. All the deck lists. Some resources to refer back to. Viewers, if you have a favorite deck or somebody that you're rooting for today, let us know. We can try and get them up on the stream. Watch their game.
What was that? That was played on Liberated Slaves. Yeah, go boy. He's 0-2 at the moment. Playing Sabine, it's not going well for him.
Okay.
Like it's going well for other people. For him, he's not able to land any wins at this point.
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes you just can't dodge those tricky decks.
Oh, he in the hotel last night spent probably half an hour just modifying his deck, trying to actually find counters for what he went through yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got what it takes in that deck at the moment.
Okay.
He was very much contemplating trying to go to a Sabine ECL from what he is now, which is a Sabine Yellow.
Okay.
But he just didn't have the cards on hand. He left a lot of cards down in Melbourne.
It's the tricky thing about traveling too.
Yeah, like I brought my whole collection, but not even my collection was enough.
Yeah, okay.
Card is still on the board. I had a number one that is.
Go Boys said, that Wade, I think he's referring to, really workshopping his deck, and it's been a really hard matchup. I think a lot of time and I suppose research goes into deck building, and some people are
Wade,
better at it than others. And
Wade, he's very committed to actually trying to find a good deck for himself. Just trying to find that card that's out. I think I'm looking in the wrong set. I think that's set 1 card. That'd be a set 1 card instead. Yeah, well, this is set 2, but the card that's there. Well, he did just put out an Echo-based defender, so that's a Sentinel on the board, but he's got to probably find something for that Millennium Falcon. Nope. Okay. That's...
Alright, so Blake's taking Han out onto the board.
Fighters for Freedom. So that's actually a good one. Saboteur. And anytime he plays a red card, that's dealing 1 damage to the base. Being that he did just bring out another red card to combat that Falcon.
Yeah.
That's it's doing him good actually, and the fact that that's been on the board since the start.
Yeah.
Hunting to the Han, I think. He just got rid of or was I believe in if I'm saying that correctly. The fighters of freedom finally gone, but that Green Squadron A wing's still sitting there. I think they're currently talking about something. Now they're going.
Lots of judge calls today I've heard as well, which is good.
Yeah,
I know Tibi himself, and I suppose as part of the community, really trying to break down that stigma of utilizing judges in competitions. It's not an aggressive action against your opponent. Anytime you're not sure, I know people call it judges on themselves. When they're trying to do like a really epic play and they're just not sure if it's going to work. But yeah, it's what they're there for.
yeah. I was thinking about doing a judge call yesterday. Mainly to see about myself to see if one of the cards that I was gonna play would affect a different card's like ability that it would do, but ended up getting to the point where before I could even do it, he had lethal on
Yeah,
board, and I was like,
get it there.
not even gonna try. Like even with what I was gonna do, it would have only given a -2/-2, but it was still lethal even with the -2s on the board.
So it's fairly tight.
Well,
What are you thinking?
so Sabine ECL, both Sabine's been used and
Yep.
killed off. ECL, he doesn't have his ambushes anymore. He is now at half HP, being max of 25. He's at that 12. Han Han is dead if I say that correctly. And he's still just shy of half HP. Like it's pretty even. That Poe Dameron is a little scary
Yeah.
in my eyes. Yeah.
From what we saw from Blake yesterday, he's quite good at adapting to plays on the board, and curveballs are thrown, and he adapts quite well. Next whip come back. Thanks to our viewers for joining us. Say hi, tell us where you're viewing from. We are in Sydney, the Sydney PQ in Penrith.
So he's discarding a card for the bow ability as well. Okay. Now it's getting interesting. 22 damage on that base, and only 15 on the other.
So you can have a look at the hand cams.
Okay, so that's
Down at the moment, we can't see with Blake's.
I'll fix that up in a minute here. But looking at that hand, we've got a Cassian Andor and what looks like another Fighters for Freedom behind that.
Be quite damaging.
Hmm. Okay. 18 to 25. Ooh. So that Zori that's on the board is going to be probably hitting for 4 in a minute here. Um,
Clearing him out of
yep.
cards.
So there goes the Fighters for Freedom. That probably a good choice.
Agent Sushi, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're appreciating the coverage. We've got the Baddest Batch boys who are occupied today. Clint and Thibaut are playing and to be judging. So you're here with me, Shantae, and we've got Aussie Wookie here as well, just hanging out. Boys will be joining us in between their rounds. Let us know if there's anything you want to see. I'm happy to try and facilitate that.
So that's game.
Just get confirmation of who.
Yeah, I'll go get confirmation of who won that, and I will also suss out that camera.
Yeah, I'll jump back on and see if we can get these hand cams back up. Like a friend of the podcast, rocking one of the new Baddest Batch t-shirts. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure the boys will have information as to how you can get your hands on one if you're looking for one. You know, they've got a lot of ideas that they really want to get printed onto shirts.
I think the camera's just not working on our end here. It's working over there. And Blake won that.
Beautiful. So Blake's won that first round. First game.
Yeah.
I think maybe
It's
lost some connection.
I might be able to
Sorry.
put on there, and I'll see if I can figure this out. 'Cause, oh, I am not used to the Mac ones. Yeah. So whereabouts was the hand caps? Oh, almost.
This is where you just scroll down. Sure.
Yes, and player 1 and player 2. What's that one? So that's player 1. So that's the one that's working. Yeah, okay. Is good. Don't want to break anything here. Okay, so it's this one.
I feel like you'd have some extra tech support.
Yeah.
I certainly feel like I'd be lost on my own.
I don't know why that doesn't come through then. Yeah, it seems like it's the right thing. Yeah, that looks to be the same link that is already in OBS.
Okay.
See if this fixes it. Yes. Hmm. It should be
So it
working
looks like
this time.
Riley has mulliganed his first drawn hand. Hopefully he can find something good in this one.
Figure that out afterwards.
Stick with this.
I'll see what we can do here.
All right, so looking at sideboards.
Did we see if they did some sideboard action? I was too busy looking at that I didn't see. Um,
Thanks, Chill Rob. It's good to have a bit of support. And yeah, Kate and I imagine that he will be repping that shirt in support of the Baddest Batch boys and the podcast.
I know I'll definitely be wearing my one often down in Melbourne. Looking at their sideboards, I kind of expect Riley to possibly put in something more for space, because that Falcon was kind of hurting him.
Yep.
Only thing he really has for space in his sideboard though is Bright Hope, and I don't know if he'll get to the point where he could play it. So it looks roughly like the same start we had earlier with Liberated Slaves coming out, the Fleet Lieutenant, but now we do have the Green Squadron AOV. Gotta love the Sabine just dealing that 1 damage. Okay, so Blake did not like that Green Squadron. He went straight into it with the Falcon there. It is actually smart to do because Green Squadron having raid raid 2.
Yep.
If the Falcon went straight into it like it did, it only takes 1 damage back.
Yep.
But if Riley decided, no, I'm just gonna swing Green Squadron straight into the Falcon, it will take that extra damage. A second Fleet Lieutenant, okay.
Okay, so Sabine's come out.
That's the, I think, is that Forced Surrender, that card? I think it. Check. No, not Forced Surrender. It's one of the newer cards from set 3. Not the smartest when it comes to set 3 stuff. Clear the field, yeah. Um,
Thanks, go boy. It's on.
yeah, I just found it at the same time as you there, Joshy. Yeah, that actually helps him out a lot there, but at the same time, I don't know if that was super smart because those fleet lieutenants just go back to their owner's hand.
Yeah.
He can play it again and give his Sabine a +2 for this attack.
Yeah.
And at that point, Sabine would be swinging for what, 6, I think. Yeah, it's Joshy. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Sabine's a 4 attack, correct? Right off the bat. You can tell I'm not a Sabine player.
Starting to look a little unhealthy.
So you're looking at 21 out of 25 damage and 18 out of 30. So it's, yeah, there we go. Brings out the Han to do the last 4.
Well played on Blake's part.
Yeah, that's it, Joshy. I got those two mixed up. Okay.
So Blake has come out our winner of round 3. That's the strongest warrior.
It seems like it. He almost took out the batch event yesterday. I think he's out for revenge today. He's wanting to take home the PQ.
See lots of support from Victoria and WA, their players, and great to see players that have struggled to stay. Even yesterday for the 2K event, obviously, trouble for the PQ. It was great to see as well. Weekend of stuff, obviously.
Well, now that the game's over, I will suss out that camera, I think.
Yeah. For our viewers, let us know if there's any decks you want to see today, and we'll try to get them up on our stream. Still having issues with the player 2 hand cam. The Aussie Wookie's going to look into that for us. Tell us where you're watching from. If you've only just jumped on, we're streaming from Penrith Mega Games for the Sydney Planetary Qualifier of Star Wars Unlimited. Thanks for joining me. It's great to have you. I'm filling in for the boys today while they're off competing and judging. We get Judge Cole in the back, utilizing our judge. The Baddest Batch's own Tivy judging.
Let's see if if you want to come to this, I'll see that.